Hey everyone, welcome to Modern Work Mondays for Retail. I am your host, Nolan Wheeler, CEO and founder at SIG Technology. And with me, as always, I have
Jeff Strasser, Microsoft. Good to see you. As
right
usual.
on, right on. We usually do these in 3 minutes or less, Jeff. And today we're going to flip it around because you had an amazing, interesting story in brick and mortar shopping. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Well, you're usually the recipient of when these things happen. So a couple things over the weekend, actually, out shopping for medium-sized, home furnishing type items, end tables, things like that. Stack them on the shelf. There's large ticket items, rugs, things like that, and some small stuff. But, on this kind of sidewall of the store, found an item, kind of wood. I don't know what it weighed, maybe 40, 50 pounds. I'm not lifting it off the shelf. There was a great little strip on the shelf that said, ask for assistance. Didn't really a good way to ask for assistance without leaving the item. And this is one of those treasure hunty type stores.
Okay.
So there was kind of this fear of, well, if I leave the item to go find somebody else may claim the item because there's one on the shelf.
Yeah.
So we were in a little bit of this what do we do situation, which kind of brought me to the realization of, hey, there's got to be a way that I can get somebody over here. There's no button. You couldn't put a call button in every, in front of every item. So you tell me, Nolan, give me some options here. I know you've got a few. I know I've seen the work you guys have been doing. How do we make this situation better?
This is a great conversation because you said just something, you can't put a call button everywhere, right? So and we're all about like there's no one silver bullet. Like you got to kind of look at a diversified flow of opportunity for your customer to contact. So yeah, you probably need like a call button in that area because people like to have call buttons. We still like the tactile little button thing, but then it's like, can we give people help in the 4-foot section? And then down to the SKU level section. So ideally, you had a call button in that area, but you couldn't find one, which is fair. Like they're cost prohibitive. You can't put them everywhere. But then ideally, we wanted to get like, do you need help in this 4-foot section? So we kind of called that like location-based help. So that would have helped you because you would have had an ability to like scan a QR or maybe text a phone number or maybe NFC something to get some help. But ideally, in your case, especially when you talk about the treasure hunt and that being a one single SKU, ideally on that hang tag that had the price, it was, want to buy this, and it's just scan it. And then the associate, in fairness to them, they attend an area for a call button. They're like, who the heck needs help in this area? They attend somebody that needs help in a 4-foot space. That's a little bit more fair for that frontline worker. But ideally, it's like, just get me that thing so I can keep shopping and building basket. And that associate can be really productive with their time.
Actually, and it was interesting because ultimately when somebody did, so my wife went and chased somebody down in the store, came over, and this person had a connected device, kind of handheld, mobile printer, and a radio. And so the process of scanning the item, printing out a tag, take that to the front of the store, check out, item meets me up front. Feel like there's a few steps, maybe even some fewer devices involved in the situation. Maybe could have streamlined the process a little bit more. But hey, good news is these are all solvable opportunities, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, you got a radio and you got mobile compute. I don't really care about this printer. It's just like, it's interesting, like how the heck do you as a consumer talk to those people? It's not like there's a dump bin of radios and you got into the store and like, hey, who wants to wear the radio today so we can get help in this store? It's like, it's really critical. We got to take that mobile phone as the conduit to get to you. And as I talked to a retailer this morning, it's like, if we don't get help in a brick and mortar store, they're going to use their mobile phone to buy that darn thing on Amazon in the parking lot in your store parking lot area. So like, we just got to like make that experience slightly better than online. It's not really even a huge lift. Make it slightly better for in-store shopping with that mobile device, and we crush that online Amazon going to buy it somewhere else. Let's get all the opportunities.
And I will tell you, with as good as search has gotten in some of these apps, whether it's traditional search apps or online retailer search apps, I promise you, we held those apps up to the item, took a picture of it, and it found very similar items that could have been in my house the next, within a day or two. So those are tricky situations. I would have much rather have, avoided looking for that. And thankfully we did find somebody, but there's risk. Like, you will lose some of those sales, no question.
100%. Well, that's an amazing. We're going to keep it underneath 3 minutes here. Thank you. Great story, real world experience. We're excited to kind of keep pushing these series through. And maybe next time we'll talk about like, how do we actually do that? How do we deploy to solve that problem? Let's do that next week.
You got it.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a great week.